Now, while our safety and security starts at home, in our communities and our borders, it also extends around the world. As I've said before from this floor, we now have the most dangerous geopolitical environment that we've had since World War II. Texans voted resoundingly for President Trump in this last election in part because of his pledge to hold China accountable. China threatens the peace in the Indo-Pacific by threatening to invade its neighbor, Taiwan, and interrupt freedom of commerce and freedom of navigation in the Indo-Pacific. One of the ways that we can hold China accountable is to pass my legislation to address outbound investment in China. I just had a chance to visit with the new Treasury Secretary nominee, and I told him it was really strange to me when you look at historically how we've dealt with the Soviet Union and how we've dealt with China, both of which are ruled by communist governments. Many years ago, at the beginning of the Cold War, George Kennan, a famous diplomat, wrote something called the Long Memorandum, where he said, "You are not going to change communist Russia. It's an ideological obsession they have. You're not going to change their minds, so what you need to do, what the free world needs to do, is to contain them." And that's what the Cold War was all about, leading ultimately to the fall of the Soviet Union. Strangely enough, the United States' position toward China was just the opposite. Under President Clinton, he invited them into the World Trade Organization, believing that somehow, by engaging in more trade with the rest of the world, that somehow China and the Communist Party would change. Well, as Deng Xiaoping, one of the former leaders of Communist China, said, "Hide your motives and bide your time." And that's exactly what China has done.